back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Yard Office. I'm your host, Adam Hoig. Joining me, as always, I have my good friend, SP enthusiast and war bonnet enthusiast, Jacob Petkovsky. How are we doing today?
Fantably-tastic.
That's right. And today's actually a very special episode because we have two special guests with us today.
Again, special goes to your use of, your discretion of special. How special you want to be is up to you.
Special to us, maybe not to you guys. It's more of just our friends. But the first one we have is our friend from North Carolina who comes up here every now and again. Josh, how we doing?
What's up, fellas? It's your boy, JC.
And the second one... The second one we have is our enthusiast for the Genesee, Wyoming, Mark. How we doing?
We're just kind of freeloaded on here, but...
Yeah, he just kind of showed up. We didn't expect him to be here, but he's here now.
Howdy.
We actually, we got a lot to talk about today. This episode's going to be...
better be ready.
Yeah, honestly. It's going to be a little bit of a continuation of our last episode where we talked about tourist railroads and museums. However, we're going to be focusing on all museums this time. So if this isn't your sort of cup of tea, I highly recommend go checking out another one of our episodes or another one of my videos on my channel. And yeah, so just to get things kicked off here, I think we're going to start talking about Steamtown. Anybody got some opening thoughts about that?
Well, it's a town. Yeah,
Steamtown
it's a town,
is
and
the
there's
same
steam.
town where Dunder Mifflin Paper Company is from.
Well,
He's not wrong.
There's a town, and there's supposedly steam there, I assume.
Yeah, every now and again there is.
Well, there
There's
is
a
right
lot of
now.
cool alcoves there.
Good in the way of, I don't know. There's not much real steam there anymore.
No,
Yeah.
wait, they got Baldwin 26. I mean, that's
it.
something.
Yeah,
but-
it's more than other places, I think.
They have a symbolic Union Pacific steam locomotive that Adam really likes.
Yeah, let's talk about this for a second. UP 4012, which I believe to be the only 4000 class steam locomotive east of the Mississippi. I think I'm right about
There's
that.
one in Tennessee, I think in Memphis.
No, is there?
I
No,
don't think so.
What are you thinking of? 'Cause the only one
Hang on. I can.
The only one I can think of that comes somewhat close to the Mississippi is 4018, which is in Texas.
There has to be one in Tennessee.
I don't think you're right.
There doesn't have to be one.
Okay, I got it. I got it right now. I think. Hang on. I gotta scroll a little bit.
Why
Okay.
Tennessee, though?
Okay, so we got 4004 in Cheyenne, 4005 in Colorado, 4006 in St. Louis, 4012 in Steamtown, 4014, which is the restored one, 4017, which is in Green Bay, 4018 in Frisco, and 4023 in Omaha.
Yeah, see, nothing.
One ended up there. That's
Well,
If you really think about it, they did a really good job at keeping those things preserved and, like, away from the scrap heaps.
Well, because I think it was,
Well,
the
yeah,
big boys are so iconic, and I mean, there was 25 of them built, so I mean, you gotta think about it, 17 of them didn't survive, but I mean, if you look at
That's still a lot.
the remaining classes
Too many
like
were said.
the Challengers or the FEFs or any of the more iconic ones that UP had, I mean, the big boy was the most maintained one, but I think that was because every museum in America wanted one after they were
truly
retiring them.
represent the greatness, though, that is and was the Union Pacific.
Oh, without a
And
doubt.
they really embrace the history and tradition of Union Pacific, which is not the longest active running railroad, but is the second longest running active railroad.
I don't know if
And
it's the second.
still
It
is-
probably
still
is.
is the only Class 1 to carry over today from the steam days.
Yeah, that is true when you
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, what, you tell me you've never seen BNSF steam? Come on, dude. What are you talking about? You never saw that orange steam engine? Come on.
Plot twist, BNSF starts a steam program next year.
What are you talking about?
But yeah, in recent news, recent, use that at your discretion. They decided to do a
sometime.
cosmetic restoration on 4012, which for me was a big deal because
The last one was crap. That's why it looks like that.
yeah, it has not been in good condition for a very long time, and I know they're talking about opening up the cab and getting rid of all the asbestos, which for me is also a big deal because I really
Did
want to
they
get
talk
into a
about
cab
that?
of a big boy. Yeah, when I was there, yes. The one of the
They also
volunteers
say a
was
lot-
talking about
They
doing
also
that.
say a lot of things.
Well, I'm being open-minded to it. If they are
Like,
if they're gonna go through all of this to do something like that, I think they're gonna want to open up the
Right, but I'm
cab.
just saying they say a lot of things. You can ask each.
Well, I mean, they already got
some experience. Well, yeah, but the thing
they
is,
already got it on the turntable, and they
yes.
already got it in the shop.
What I'm getting at is, I won't be surprised if they actually do that. But the thing is, I get about certain things. Well, this is kind of a different topic, but like, if you ask each the individual ranger what engine they're going to restore next, operational wise, most of the time it's a different answer each time.
I heard that the most likely candidate is 759.
759.
They're Burke.
No, I was told they're not going to do that.
Well, I'm not saying that I'm not saying they're going to. I'm saying that's their most likely candidate if they were to.
I always heard the most likely candidate is 2317 because she's a good size and she's still in decent shape and she's the last one to run.
I also heard that
So after 3713, I wouldn't be surprised if 2317 is the next one because I was outright told and multiple people were told they won't run 759 because it's too big. Yes, they had 765 there, but for like a very limited amount of time. That's a big, very expensive machine.
I heard 2317 is kind of haunted.
How so? I actually
It was involved in, I believe, 2 accidents. When I was in the cab of 3254 at Railfest, one of the volunteers was telling me the whole story behind 2317. 2317. I'm getting a lot of numbers mixed up, but I was involved in 2 accidents during its time on the CP, and it's, I don't know, apparently it's haunted and stuff like that, and there's been a lot of incidences with it. But yeah, but I guess that was,
I believe it.
When I think I overheard this conversation of a ranger talking to some people, and I think they said the most likely candidate would be to be 759 because like of all the, because I think 3254 has a bent frame.
Yes, that's not coming out anytime soon.
Yeah, 2317. I think they mentioned something about it, but
the thing about they could do with 3254 is if they take the other engine there, 3377, which they built a brand new tender for basically because it's a sister class. I think it's like an S1D, while 54 is an S1B. You just restore that because she was the parts engine for 54. So basically, because she might have a better boiler and frame, you take all the parts that you used on her originally 54 and you put it on 3377.
Yeah, it's definitely something that they could do.
I say just use the boiler and still make it 3254 because like I like 3254.
I do too, and I think it's
a lot, and I don't want the number to change.
I feel like 3254 is like Steamtown's most iconic steam engine, specifically because I think it was like when they were there. I think that was the one that was like running the most. It seemed like
I think it was a big toss up between 17 and her.
That's a fair point. Because I have seen a lot of both, but I definitely think I've seen 3254 has been featured a lot more than any of them. Like the old series Trains Unlimited that was on the History Channel. Anytime that they would want like footage of a live, yeah, they would use 3254 or occasionally 26.
Actually, you want to know a funny story? Actually, you say that. You know that generic train whistle you hear in a lot of things? It's like that generic train whistle you use in just if anyone wants train sound, they have that generic whistle.
Yeah.
That's 3254.
Is it really?
It was like in the 80s.
Oh, wow.
Her whistle wasn't pitched properly. So it gave that sound. Because she has, like, I think, a CN4 or CN5 chime.
CM5.
Yeah, it wasn't pitched properly. So it gave that sound. And for some odd reason, that incorrectly pitched whistle is the generic train whistle you hear in, like, everything.
Yeah.
Josh, Mark, you guys got anything you guys want to mention?
Wasn't 3250 or not 3254? Yeah, 3254, the first locomotive that arrived at Steamtown upon its opening.
I don't know because she was originally at the Gettysburg Railroad, and that was a part of a trade. Yeah, she was. You look it up. I mean, there's pictures of her in Gettysburg.
Well, I mean, there is that. I mean, I don't know if this answers the question or not, but I know there is that video that exists. Jake, you and I watched it of like the opening of Steamtown back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I believe 3254 was one of the ones running.
Yeah, that was one. She didn't have a bent frame.
Yeah, that and 2317 I believe was running at the same time as well.
Yeah, again, they tandem the two.
Yeah.
That was the primary power for Steamtown.
Yeah, but 26. Yeah, so I mean, it's very well could be the case to answer your question there, Josh. But Mark, you got anything you want to add?
Oh, not really. Yeah, definitely. I would, out of all the engines there, I would definitely love to see the T1 working. But I know someone's already working on a T1.
Yeah, who's
the bar? But who knows where that's going?
Yeah, because what's the one that's under restoration right now? 2100.
Well, there's two. 2100. I think Reading Blue Mountain Northern's doing 2102.
Yes, that's right. RBNM is
Swear
doing
to
one of those.
God, I'm gonna kill somebody if they put it in blue. Do not put that thing in blue.
Yeah, that would not look good in blue. If
It's
you're
a
gonna,
common thing. 425 I get, but then there was that CP 460 they have on stack display. But that in blue, it's like, okay, I kind of get it, but do not, please,
Yeah,
do not
putting-
touch 2102. If you're gonna do it with your logo. That's fine, but at least keep it in the colors of the Reading. Keep
I
it with the
I would
black and the yellow.
yeah, I would do it like how they just did the one at Steamtown.
Well, not like a Reading Rambles kind of paint. But like if you want to put like the circle logo they have in 425, it's fine. Just make it yellow on the black. Don't do whatever blue you got going on there.
Keep the
Yeah.
yellow trim on the
Yes.
handrails and on the
Yeah,
bottom
Rambles.
of the plow on the front of it, like it appeared back
Rambles.
Right.
Reading, no, well, not back in the day. It was just Rambles. In reality, they were all black with just the yellow pinstriping on the tender. That was their in-service paint. The paint you see on 2124, what everyone likes to see them in, was Reading Rambles, like really sparked the mainline Steam excursion. They had, and the 4 Reading T1s you see now are the 4 that were part of the Reading Rambles in the 60s. So
I also think Steamtown needs to work on its all-around character of everything.
Yes.
you know what?
A lot of things need to change there for it to be more successful in the future, I think.
I 100% agree. But then I thought about the other day, the one thing you gotta understand too, which I like I said, I do agree with that 100% because they're also, I like to call them Scrap Town. They are a government-run thing. I mean, they are a state park, so they have to go through a lot of paperwork and a lot of checkoffs to make sure they want to just move something.
It's
there's
it's a
lot of red
blessing
tape
and a curse.
stuff. It's just and I can kind of get it why nothing really gets done, but I do wish that, but at the same time, it's just
I
government.
I mean, I think the other issue is too is they don't have a lot of space either.
No.
And which is a shame because of how much stuff they have in the yard there, which the DNL uses.
They gotta what they gotta focus on is priorities of engines,
Yes.
because you keep 759 outside. We have plenty of Berks, in preservation.
Yeah, there's
Put
plenty.
2921 is CP, one of 2 Jubilees in North America, as far as I'm aware. I get it. Take the time to abate the asbestos on that. Put it in the roundhouse and cosmetic restore that. Keep it there, along with there's that ACY 4460 you should do.
Yes,
Do
that one.
And Grand Trunk Western 47, the 464 tank. Like, I get it, asbestos abatement, but then that should be your priority because they're like very few, or if last of their kinds. 759 you can keep outside because again, there's plenty of Berks to go around.
I think the thing is though is that it might be.
Yeah, we
I mean,
don't need another Burke.
yeah. I mean, I think the thing is though is that they try to like keep the stuff that's a little bit more iconic in good condition, at least to a degree. And like, because I know like the stuff that we care about, or like the stuff that's outside that you just mentioned, Jake. I feel like not a lot of people are like super into that stuff as they are
What about
like
the Reading
759.
T1 though?
Well, I mean, that's
and 4012. Well, 4012 because you can't fit it, but still.
well the thing is though is that like the Big Boy is one of the most iconic steam locomotives ever built, and I think they're trying to keep that in preservation because people are going to want to see that more than some
Well, obviously, and I think
random
probably the whole-
Canadian engine that not a lot of people will care about.
No, but it's still one of their kind. It's still,
Yeah, I see where you're coming
deal.
from, but the point I'm trying to make is that it's not something that as many
No.
people would care about as like them cosmetically restoring 4012.
No, but
To someone who's not a hardcore Steam buff, they would the Big Boy would just draw more attention.
no, but also 2929. How many more streamlined engines are in preservation on the East Coast? Remember, she's streamlined. Other than 611, how many other streamlined steam locomotives are there in preservation? There's 49. There's 490 at the B&O Museum. There's 490.
I think
Bell
that
Valley.
that depends on your definition of streamlining.
Streamlining. Streamlined steam locomotive. 490,
That's
611.
got a
those are
wicked wheelbase. That's a 442.
440.
Is
Jubilee.
it? No, it's a 444. The 20.
That's what I said. Yeah, 440. She's one of 2 left in the country. Well, in the continent, I think, because the other one's in Canada at Museum in Montreal.
Another Montreal Locomotive Works build.
Yeah, it's Canadian.
Cool.
Yeah, it was
Basically.
built for the CP.
Yeah, I mean, all Canadian engines were basically built ML.
Well, let's keep the conversation going here because I think we talked enough about Steamtown.
Steamtown. Okay, where do we want to move on to next?
Let's move on to the North Carolina Transportation Museum.
Oh, yeehaw!
Yeah.
Get my
boy.
wings.
I just did some research on it just now before we started recording this, and they actually have a few things that I didn't know about, especially one of them being the Atlantic Coastline E3 that's in the purple and the silver.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the champion paint one. I
Yeah,
love
that's
that.
very, very
That
nice.
is not owned actually by the NCTM itself. I believe it is owned by the state. It is
Really?
stored and maintained at the North Carolina Transportation Museum.
That
Well,
makes sense.
It's unfortunate because it is not often taken out. It is frequently overshadowed by Southern Cascade Green. But
Is that Cascade Green?
beautiful looking engine.
I don't think that's Cascade Green. I think it's just Southern Green. It's Crescent Green.
Crescent green.
Yeah,
Crescent
Crescent Green.
That's the wrong green there, bud.
Yeah.
It's crescent green, but either way, yeah. Champ Davis's purple glistens in the sun.
Oh yeah, that purple.
Oh, yeah.
That purple.
It
silver
looks
and black
great.
is sharp.
In the photograph that they have on their website, I mean, it's like in almost perfect lighting. It looks beautiful.
I think when I went there in 2013, that's the one thing my dad took away from that museum. Was like that thing was what it says. It's just that was like probably the sharpest unit they have.
Yeah.
It is a shame they don't use it more.
Just a couple of other things that they have too. NNW 620, which is a Jeep 9. Southern 2601, which is Jeep 30, which is very nice.
I rode in the cab with that.
Did you really?
That was cool. Yes, when
Oh,
I was
wow.
there, I got cab ride tickets.
They also have Southern 6133 and FP7, Southern 6900 a E8. I don't know how to pronounce that next one.
Occasionally, the Pride and NW.
They have a Model H-12-44. Not entirely sure how to pronounce that name.
That should be an original Norfolk Southern unit.
Wait, H12-40. Hang on.
Maybe
Yeah.
the Beaufort Moorhead engine.
Yeah, Beaufort Moorhead, number 1860. Norfolk Southern 1616, which is an original
There it
NS
is.
engine.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, it's an AS-416.
Yeah. I for some reason I saw that the look of it and I thought HH660, but then I realized that it was too big for that.
Yeah,
Move on. They do have a Russian deck. Number 544.
they do?
Yeah, they got a Russian deck. It's Russian.
I
think it
didn't know
is.
that. Let me...
I believe it's Russian. Looks Russian. I think it's Russian. I want to say it's Russian.
Could be Russian, not entirely sure. Might
And
be.
it looks like it. The tires looking like it.
Yeah, I
they
did-
have that.
Yeah, I didn't look into their Steam
4,
equipment.
6 Oh, I believe. Yeah, they have that 460. number
Yeah,
1031.
Atlantic Coastline 1031.
CL 10-wheeler. Yep. That is one of two to exist. The other one sits in Wilmington, North Carolina, on a display with a Richmond, Fredericksburg, and Potomac boxcar.
There you go.
I think I've seen... I want to say I've seen video of that.
Highly recommend it. Wilmington
they-
Railroad Museum. If you guys ever make it down there, nice
They
place.
did have a 280, which I think is now at Cass. Well, for the Greenbrier, whatever it's called, Greenbrier Rocket. I forget what it's called for their flat line because there's like two railroads. I think it's the Greenbrier Rocket. I believe it is called because there's the Cass that goes up the hill. I probably should mention this last episode.
Yeah.
Let's go to the topic of NCTM real quick just to differ. Because they have, there's Cass where the shades go up the hill, and then there's a flat line that parallels the river there. They got it in the restore, and they got it from them. I forget. I think it was a trade. I don't remember the deal for that, but they have that and are restoring that.
Are you talking about? You're talking about Southern 542, or was
Yes.
there another?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
The number 542. It's an Atlantic and Yadkin Railroad 280 consolidation.
Yes.
Well, no, I'm saying 542 is the one that's at Cass. 542 is a consolidation.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So, I'm not too familiar with the NCTM, but how many miles of tracks do they look at?
Not much.
Like running on? Not much.
Not much.
About
under
a half
10?
mile.
Oh, half mile. So it's basically like a Strasbourg operation where they just put
Not
Strasbourg
big.
at least has a somewhat main line to use. They
yeah,
don't.
like
They have more of a
full-
yard.
Pretty much the
Okay.
NCTM has a roundhouse, and they pull up about a quarter of a mile to the edge of the NS main line, pretty much.
Oh.
Back it up and
Hang
go
on a
around the
second.
front of the museum, and then go around another end, by like an older station, which is called Barber Junction, and then they pull back up into Barber
I was wrong.
and back out in front of the old shops.
What were you wrong?
542 is still at MCT. It's 604 that went to Cass.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, 542 is parked like literally
yes.
right in front of the like auto museum and the ticketing area up front.
Yeah, I got the wrong one.
Oh, they have a Shay there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, they do. I forgot the
Graham Country Railroad number 1925.
Yep.
It's a Shay built by Lima.
Well, of course, Lima built all the shays.
Well, yes, this is true.
Lima. There's
a builder.
There's a builder.
Yeah, I mean, this is my first time looking at the roster for NCTM. They got a lot. They got a lot of good stuff.
They have one of my personal favorites, which is the Southern Railway 2601. That is a high hood GP30.
Yep.
Yes.
Has old
Yeah,
Cat E5 horn mounted on top of it with an EMD, the EMD bronze bell. It is a beautiful, beautiful locomotive.
When-
Painted in tuxedo paint scheme.
When I was there in 2013, man, that's when I actually discovered they were restoring 611.
Oh yeah.
Because I was here, I really started rail fanating. I got my NS hat there, like my first kind of train hat. I wore the crap out of that hat. It went from black. It's now more of a brown.
You wore that hat like Alex wears Nashville Predators hats.
You're not wrong. I think I bought an NS hat, I believe, at Horseshoe Curve when I was there with Mark on Columbus Day weekend, I believe.
Believe it or not, I've never bought any piece of rail fan apparel at all. No train apparel.
Yeah, same.
You should shop Ring Boy at least. Unsponsored plug, go shop at Ring Boy for some cool retro style gear. You don't like trains on your t-shirt? Well, they didn't either. So, logos and crap. You should link that. Link Ring Boy. Free advertising there, Ring Boy. Don't say
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
They got good high quality
Maybe I'm
clothing.
Maybe I'm just a
Rail, retro rail clothing with logos and letters. The old predecessor railroads. Highly recommend it. It's good quality stuff. And go buy it. Go support them. Great customer service. Go buy it. Free plug. Go do that. Links in the description.
Even though this place only operates on like half a mile worth of track, it still looks like they drag in a pretty big crowd for their Polar Express excursions and.
Well, any place does.
They get a
True.
decent crowd, and the fact that 611 there is
Is she
drawing the
doing?
crowd well.
Is she doing the Polar Express trips or no?
I am not sure.
That'd be cool.
I think it is.
Well, I think we're also overshadowing the event that NS did there with all 20 of the heritage units being put together at the Roundhouse.
They did in
And
2012.
Streamliners at
Also
Spencer.
in 2014, the Streamliners at Spencer.
Oh yeah, that's right. They did that too. I mean, that's a good place to do really
Anything.
any of those types of events.
Anything.
But yeah, I think
We'll cross our fingers, CSX Heritage event at some point, but who knows?
maybe sometime in the next few years we'll see that.
We'll find out at the yard.
We shall see. Also recommended if any of you guys ever pay a visit to Spencer, across the street is the little Choo Choo shop. Great selection of OHON
Hey!
SH. Great place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday. Leave 10 to 4. I believe 5 on Fridays. Really good place. Good atmosphere. Great place to shop.
We interrupt this program real quick. The Bills are winning 7-3.
Yep.
Nice. All right.
I didn't want to do that, but
I did it anyway. Okay.
Okay. Well, anything else to mention about NCTM?
they often
I've only
know-
been there once, and I was a little bit younger, so I don't remember a ton of it. I want to go back though, and definitely, if I ever go visit my aunt again, North Carolina, I'll definitely go again because that's like a guarantee, basically.
Right.
Some neat events though. The Norfolk Southern exhibit car, if it's open, there's a lot of interactive displays in there. You can go in and drive a Norfolk Southern train. Good rail fanning spots out there if you're there too. 5 Row Drive in Spencer, literally a mile and a half from the place. good place. You can sit there. There's signals. You can watch the trains go by, and
Oh,
no one can bother you.
one more thing there. They also did restore the Texas, I think, like 1 or 2 years ago too. The 440. That was one of two involved in the General Chase. Adam, General Chase.
But they don't own. Who owns that?
No, they don't own it. They just did the work for it.
Well, yeah, but who has it? Because somebody has it.
I forget who has it, but they are the ones who restored the thing.
Right? Yeah, because I've
did
seen
a really good job on that.
Yeah, oh, I've seen photographs of it. It looks great, but I can't remember off the top of my head who has it.
No, I don't either.
Since I'm kind of surprised we didn't talk about it, also they have an Amtrak F40 PH.
Oh yeah, we completely glossed over that.
Donated or $1 purchase, I would say, by the North Carolina Transportation Museum from the North Carolina DOT, and it is waiting to get cosmetically restored. But she is a beaut.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just a shame to see the state that engine is in. Because I mean, it looks pretty rusted over. I'm sure if they
unholy metal machine.
if they ever get around to doing a cosmetic restoration on that, I'm sure that'll definitely be a big thing there. But since we're kind of wrapped up on there, I think we're going to move on to our next topic of business here, which is the Virginia Museum of Transportation. Now, I'm sure you guys.
More yeehaw.
Oh yeah, more.
That's a pretty nice segue right there, Jake. Now you're talking about the place that they keep the Queen.
Oh yeah, of course.
And the Queen residently visits in North Carolina, but her true home is in Roanoke, Virginia, where
but her true home is in Virginia, in Roanoke.
Yes. Let's talk about Roanoke.
Yes. Big three. J class number 611, class A 1218, and they have a Y6A.
Hey.
Yeah, Y6A. I can't remember. 2156.
2156.
Yes. They also have the NNW Centennial unit there. So 1776. The Hyde.
76. Hyde
Yes.
SD45.
Yes, that is very nice.
But wait, don't overshadow it. Only surviving Virginian steam locomotive preservation, the 080. That's kind of a big deal.
That's the only surviving one?
Virginian, as far as I'm aware, only surviving Virginian steam locomotive.
I didn't know that actually.
Virginian electric as well. I forget the type.
Oh,
of it.
steam locomotive though. Only Virginian steam locomotive.
That's interesting. Actually, I didn't know that.
That Norfolk and Western GP9 and the really nice maroon scheme.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of. I love that scheme.
And then they also got that the Hyde C636.
It is a
blue.
Yep, it's more of a candy blue Hyde C636.
Yes, and they have a couple T6s. I think they have a T6 as well in the black. Which is nice.
Actually, just well, that makes sense.
They also own what I believe is the 10,000th locomotive produced by Electromotors Divisions.
Is it the E8?
Wabash E8.
Yeah.
2009.
Oh, I didn't know they had Wabash E8.
Hey,
Yes,
don't forget
they do.
about the NW280. I forget what class it is. Number 6. I forget what class it is though.
Let's take a look here.
Number 6. Norfolk Western number 6.
G1.
That's probably right.
Yeah, it's Baldwin Locomotive Works number 14 280.
Number 6, right?
Yes, number 6. Looks like a fairly small locomotive.
It's a chunky lad though.
Length is 57 feet. Height is 14 feet 6 inches.
But it's chunky.
Oh yeah.
Was that the
Got
one
some
that
traction.
Bach was all over?
Yeah. It's nice. Yeah, it's a nice little engine. He likes
One
his
thing they do have-
early, thick engines.
They have one thing there that no one really pays attention to, which is the Wheeling and Lake Erie switcher, NW2.
Is that the
The,
blue thing? Was it blue?
It's labeled D3, which is really odd for a number on a locomotive. It
Let
was
me-
used for primarily yard
Was-
switching, obviously.
Let me look if I got pictures. I think I got pictures.
Oh yeah, the VMT has a kind of iffy one of it, but yeah, I mean look,
Noticed that, though.
yeah, I never knew that actually.
It's an interesting little thing that you never really hear about. I mean, you hear because you're too busy hearing about everything else that's there. You don't pay
Mostly,
attention to all the
Big
little
three.
stuff.
yeah, the big
Wait,
three, obviously.
hang on. Are you talking about? Oh, what about that one red thing? The Glen Lynn Plant 02, the AEP thing. That like the the center cap thing. Forget the name of it.
What is it? It's the
Oh,
meat maker.
wait! Don't forget about. I think it's a VO1000. Yeah, the VO1000 they got the Chesapeake and Western. Chesapeake Western. You got that VO1. That Baldwin VO1000.
Mm.
You don't see a lot of those.
Is it painted like a light blue, a blue, and a yellow?
Yeah, it's a two-tone blue with that yellow stripe.
Yeah, it's a Chesapeake Western Baldwin DS 44
Oh.
6600.
Okay.
There's some dashes in there.
Okay, I thought it was a VO1000. I think it's.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like a. Yeah, it's a pretty nice switcher though when it's all nice.
You don't
and
see a lot of those. You don't see a lot of diesels.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. Oh wait, I do have a picture of it, Mark. It's like
The best of the electric, Virginian 135.
it's
Yep,
a E33,
the ELC.
right?
The ELC.
Oh wow.
Because I think
ELC.
I think it's the same thing as the PRR one at the
That's what I was
Museum of
mentioning
Pennsylvania.
earlier.
Yes,
before
it
Lightning comes
should
out.
be. Yeah, I
In my
didn't.
opinion, I think those things are more appealing than the GG1.
Argument could be made for that.
Which is funny you say that because they also have a GG1.
Yes, that's why I said it. I mean,
Well, they
I
do have a
find
GG1.
a personal
do.
opinion that
I
is
believe
more
they
appealing,
traded.
but
Did they trade the Berkshire for the GG1?
maybe.
It was 759. I think was the one that was there.
That the one that ended up in Steamtown?
Yeah, I think because remember 759 did run in, like the 70s.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah,
614
because
was
they-
there too before it went to Clifton Forge, I think.
What engine?
614.
Yes. 614 was there, along with 1604 way back in the day, which is now B&O, the Allegheny.
Right, we
when they were
talked about
displayed in the
last
park.
episode.
Well, that actually prevented a flood, like the big flood, and it kinda
Yeah,
had to be buried.
I saw the photographs of that.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, I mean, a lot of things that we talk about did come from VMT, which is kind of interesting when you think about all the things that were originally there.
well, yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, another thing. The one thing we didn't talk about at with Virginia Museum, not the Virginia, Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania, was that they used to have 757, and that's now at the Nickel Plate Museum.
Mad River Museum. Mad River Museum
In
in
Bellevue, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went there
Well, that's
back
kind
in
of big
March.
news. A lot of people. That was kind of a big deal because a lot of people like went out to see this. So that was a pretty common thing, I guess you could say.
Well, yeah, because I think that was like the yeah, because 2716 was moved after that by a long shot. So I think that was like the newest time that a steam engine was being moved to a new location, I think, in a while, other than 4014. So it'd been a few years since they had actually like moved a steam engine to a new location. But then after 757, I think they did 2716 with CSX.
The thing about 2156, the Y6, I don't know if VMT still does that or not because that was a part of a trade for an FT unit, or like the demonstrator for the FTs. Because I think it was the A unit or the B unit. I can't remember which one. Because St. Louis had the other one. So like, hey, that's a Roanoke machine. We're a Roanoke. You need this. Let's work something out. So I don't know if they still technically own it, if it's on lease to them still. I don't remember the full story behind that.
Yeah, I mean, they actually have, VMT has a lot of hidden gems that I didn't know about.
Yeah, no, they got. I like the car display honestly too. They had a really cool, really cool little car museum. They have a DeLorean in there too. So I thought that was,
Do they really? Oh, wow.
yes, they do.
Well, yeah, because they are a transportation museum. They're not a railroad museum.
They have
They had a cool little
steakhouse named after
aviation-
611.
The 611 is the moneymaker. So,
Well, yeah, because that's their star piece. It's like,
oh, when we were there, I actually did catch that Operation Lifesaver Jeep 60.
They had it moving around on the V62.
Yeah.
That was the trash train, the daily.
Yep.
Roanoke to
Got it through the fence. Do I care? Not really. I just got a
Alta
picture.
Vista local.
And then through the fence, you could also see the massive line of NS locomotives in storage.
oh yeah, the deadline.
Yup. Oh, I sent it to Jake because I have a wall in there that's just full of Hot Wheels cars, right?
Oh, really?
And Hot Wheels, I guess, made a car for the Groomobile. So I sent it to him saying, "Look at this, the Gru Gotti." because
Uh,
I'm stupid like that. They also have a nice O gauge display.
The very,
Nope.
very nice O gauge display.
Very nice O gauge display.
Baldwin, shark, do 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 do.
Has nothing to do with the topic at hand. Do.
That was terrible.
It was. Yeah, it had a nice aviation section too.
right.
Their
But we're not here to talk about planes.
aviation was amazing.
Well, anything else you guys want to add about VMT?
Would recommend it. Nice place. 611 Steakhouse. Great.
Oh,
place
yeah.
to eat.
Oh yeah, you guys went there.
Oh yeah, it was actually pretty good. I mean, it was a little hectic. It was pretty busy, so like some of our orders weren't fully correct, but like it wasn't that bad. It was good food though.
Good food.
Was
Good
good food.
environment.
Yeah. I mean, because my friends, when they went there the first time, they didn't even know it was there. So it's like, okay, we kind of have to go here.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
well-
iconic.
One more thing to add. They do have that N&W M2, I think it is, the 480 in the back. Rusted one.
Oh really?
They do have one. It's one of the few.
Hmm.
Kind of in the back lot. That
Good
is
rail
there.
fanning spot, Shawsville. About 15 minutes west of Roanoke. For anyone that actually still rail fans ass.
Yeah, seems like that's far and few between
they
now.
probably still got some dedicated fans. They got some people holding out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure probably people down south because I think they get a lot more traffic than we do up
It's
here.
their Yeehaw Road.
Yeah.
For NS, yeah, they do.
Well,
Heavily reliant on coal traffic.
oh, I believe that.
Very.
Well, because there's a giant coal facility in Roanoke, isn't there? Like right at the port.
No,
Or no, I'm thinking of
Stop.
Norfolk. I'm thinking of Norfolk. I'm stupid.
Yeah, that's what the big naval base
Yeah,
is.
yeah. I'm thinking because I know they have a huge coal facility at the port there in Norfolk. That's what I'm thinking of.
That's where
Wrong
the
city.
headquarters was before it went to Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, that would make sense.
Well, I guess you could say the devil went down to Georgia.
I see what you did there. That was pretty funny.
I hope he did.
I got it. I got the reference.
I hope he did.
I did. Okay. Well, let's switch more to
Let's change tracks here.
change tracks. We're going out to like the Midwest
Ooh.
The
region.
Virgin Clear Midwest.
Yes. Jake, this is the one I think you're gonna want to talk about the most. Illinois Railway
Oh,
Museum.
One of them. We talked a lot about a lot of them so far.
Yeah. Well, this is the one I think that you really like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Illinois Railway Museum. IRM.
Yes.
Lot of
Disneyland, as they call it.
Yeah.
I
Oh, I
think
love
this
that.
is one of the best in the country.
I think
We're
you.
It's the
gonna be
largest.
Yes.
completely honest.
It's the largest.
Oh yeah.
For me, it takes a lot to actually get the motivation to go to a place, and I think that place has the right amount of stuff to where I'd be motivated to drive all the way from Buffalo to see just the sheer amount of restored and unrestored pieces that they have there.
Oh, they've
mean,
been doing
VM
good with their cosmetic stuff lately. I mean, they've been really getting on
Yeah,
top of it.
VMT is cool and all, but they just don't have near the amount of
Wh-
amazing stuff that this
What
place
museum-
Oh,
has.
not even close.
What museum in the
Not
country?
to mention the running aspect of it.
Yes, exactly. What
Yeah.
museum can you go to in the country? And I think Orange County is also like this. Can you see steam, diesel, electric, and electric all operate in the same place at once?
This is Steamtown on steroids.
Yes. Well,
Yes.
that's true. Actually, I forgot.
This is the
But-
zen of railroad museums.
Well, it's the largest. I mean, there's so much there. There's a ton of
Yeah. There's so
interurban
much of
spots.
everything.
There's just a good variety for basically any kind of rail fan out there.
Yeah. I mean, there's something for everybody there, and I think a lot of museums don't really have that.
Now we're on IRM. I do want to talk about this. IRM was not the museum we know it as today. They were mainly an interurban and trolley museum in the beginning.
Well, that explains the electric wires.
Yes.
Yep.
But what I was told way back in the day, they were offered AFDF and a Challenger to put on display.
And I'm mad that
They
they
said-
didn't take it.
They said no because they're not that kind of rare museum.
Find it kind of ironic because they ended
The
up with,
more you
with a
know.
turbine, but that's just me.
But again, that came later on.
This is true.
This is the time when they classified themselves as a trolley and interurban museum. The more you know.
I think we need to just think about the sheer amount of amazing stuff they have.
Milwaukee Road
freaking-
S3. They have
the
a
Burlington Northern Zephyr.
not no
Or the
CB&Q.
Burlington-
Yeah,
There's
that's Burlington
Nebraska.
route.
It's
The
a
CBQ
Nebraska Zephyr.
SD7 or SD7
still-
SD9.
It's still amazing. You know.
Yes, they have the SD7 for SP, which was the first SD type locomotive ever built.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Uh,
The BMW SD40 with the gong bell nose.
yes, that was cool.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
get to see both.
Yes,
at work.
we love a good Chicago Northwestern locomotive.
Wisconsin Central Operation Lifesaver SD45.
Yes.
Really?
BN3, which I believe is a what is it? BN3. It's the cream and green paint.
Well, they have two of them.
Burlington.
They have the E unit
Yeah.
and they have the F units.
Yeah.
When I was there, I only saw the E unit op.
Yeah, the E unit's pretty cool. I like those. Those are nice.
I think
because they do have a Wisconsin Southern B unit for an E unit.
Yeah.
Jake, I'm surprised you haven't brought up Santa Fe 92.
I was getting to that actually. Atchison, Topeka, Santa Fe, FP45. Ill War about it. Number 92 with original RS3L. Oh,
And then you had
God, that's a freaking bonga right there.
They have a Burlington
knew it.
Northern U30C number
That was also
5383.
Now, I'm gonna be for real though.
Few to exist. A few are still active on the Lake Superior and Inchming.
That was really sharp. And as much as I went there for Santa Fe 92, because I was there both last year for Vintage Transportation Days to see 1630 run, and I also went a week later. We finished off my trip with Jake with Diesel Days. Chicago Rock Island Pacific 4506. Because that was like their most restored, most cosmetically restored engine at that time. Man, that thing's sharp. That Bankruptcy Blue looks so good. It does. That thing was sharp. Adam, I'll send you photos of that.
Lord
feature
knows
it right
you love
here.
a Bankruptcy Blue unit.
I mean, I always kind of like Bankruptcy Blue.
I have one issue with it.
But it just pops.
I
Yes.
have one issue.
What?
It used to be painted in Chicago Northwestern.
But you see, the thing is, it's originally Rock Island, and they have a rock. And they have. My thing is that I think they do have another CNW Jeep there that runs.
Yes, they
I
do.
don't
They
know if
have.
Yeah.
I just saw the picture of it. It is.
I wasn't
Nope.
upset. Some kid out there was being upset about it.
15,
Like, oh,
18.
Yes, some kid out there was being upset. Like, oh, it was originally CNW. It was originally Rock Island. And the thing is, like, look at all those CNW stuff they have running there. They have like an RSD5.
Yeah, they
Or
have
whatever.
411, which is an F7.
Yeah, they have same with the bi-levels.
I find that. I was just about to
Chicago.
mention that. That is one of the more amazing pieces, I think. Those Chicago Northwestern bi-levels look amazing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw that set operate.
Chicago
I do
Northwestern is well accounted.
But what I'm saying is, yeah, they have a lot of Chicago Northwestern go around. How many operational or just at all Rock Island units are there in preservation?
Not enough.
No, it's not. There's a Pacific in Peoria.
Mhm.
I forget the number of it. But how many diesels, not even just operating, how many Rock Island diesels do you see in preservation?
Well,
None.
it's
a good
There's
question.
very little.
in
None
an
that I know of.
otherwise bleak and dreary world.
None that I know of, and that really sparked a big interest for me in Bankruptcy Blue. Like I always kind of liked it, because I liked that blue and white, but after seeing it in person, it's like, God, that's
One-
good.
One of their newer
Acquisitions.
like
Acquisition.
acquisition. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Anyways, they
Morristown, Erie.
not really that new, but in July they did acquire that U28B from PTI. The
I thought you were talking about the
Transportation.
Morristown, Erie engine for a second.
That
Well,
too,
blue and
but
gold
that-
TTI.
I am more interested in this because of the paint scheme. I don't know. I'm just a fan of that.
It's like
blue
that
and
grayish blue.
Yeah, the grayish blue with the yellow lettering on the side.
Oh, here you go. They do have that. They do have like that original Fairbanks Morch H10 in Milwaukee Road. That was nice.
Speaking of Milwaukee Road, I was kind of surprised to see that they have S3 number 265.
Yeah.
I thought 261 was the only one in preservation.
Yeah, I
Nope.
thought that up until like 2 years ago, I think.
Nope, she's not.
And I
265's nice.
And let's not overshadow Union Pacific 18, the gas turbine. beautiful. Yeah, Big Blow. Just a beautiful thing, really. And
I do
and-
want to actually kind of talk about that one a little bit.
Okay.
Finish your thing.
and Union Pacific 6930, a Centennial DDA 40.
That needs work.
Yes, that does, but also beautiful thing. But Jake, what do you want to mention about the Big Blow?
I think that'd be a cool thing for them to restore. Not the turbine part, because remember, it's turbine, but the front unit's also a diesel. So I think it'd be cool if you restore a primal where you make it just a regular diesel engine and you pull the R2 as cars. And then you can throw a smoke bomb wherever once in a while into the big exhaust ports for photo ops. I think that'd be pretty cool. Expensive, yes, as a pipe dream kind of thing I'd like to see. I think that would be cool.
It would bring out a lot of people.
Yes.
For sure.
I mean, you guys know how much of a fan I am for UP and the Big Blows, so that's obviously something I can get behind.
I'm more of a random person, but I don't think there's any left. So
What I like
it's kind
about
of
this,
unfortunate.
they generally focus on railroading in that area. They
Which,
didn't do
obviously.
what a lot of places did, and like Northeast. Like Northeast, obviously, just kind of collects anything that comes their way.
Well,
Nothing really.
they do have a
I
lot
think
of
trying to keep it mainly GE related.
yeah, because I mean the GE
Yeah,
plant
yeah.
is right there in Erie.
Yeah, yes, that does.
But I see what you're
sense.
saying though. I do see what you're saying.
Other than like the Conrail E33, which has no place in Illinois.
I think that they might put that electric.
Yes, yeah. That's what
Well, I
I
think
mean.
they might put it in New Haven because it was in New Haven. That's when I last heard.
You know how much of a fan I would be of that.
Oh yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. I didn't know if you knew that or not, but I think I heard somewhere down the grapevine or from a friend that they might be putting it in New Haven.
That'd be cool.
I would love that. That would be great. I would definitely drive to see
I know.
more than
I mean, it just makes you upset that no EP5s were saved.
They also have where is it? I'm looking at the roster right now.
I really can't believe it wasn't mentioned yet, but Santa Fe 92.
We did mention.
Oh yeah,
that.
we mentioned it. We mentioned it very briefly, but we mentioned it.
There's a lot. We should probably talk about that one more. But
Well,
look at your roster real quick.
Yeah, NNW 2050, a Y3A.
Yes, it's like the only Y3 I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there was any other one in existence, it'd probably be at VMT. But
No, they have it. Those are actually USRA built, I believe, because like Santa Fe had some too.
they're
Couple
Elko.
railroads had 'em. Yeah, it makes sense. USRA, I think Alco did build them.
Yeah, it's Builder American Locomotive Company, year built 1923.
They also have a Grand Trunk Western 484. I think it's 6326. I want to say
6323.
Okay, that sounds more like
Yeah,
that sounds-
484.
Yep, that's like a sister to 6325 at the Age of Steam that
Yeah.
operates or operated.
Mm.
They have a CB&Q Hudson, which I think there's one in nicer shape in Galesburg on display at the station.
They have Thomas.
Do they really?
A lot of places have Thomas. They have that Burlington
Just wanted to see
CB&Q
where actually
SD24 in the red, in the Chinese red scheme.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice. I got to see that pulled as Zephyr set actually.
Honestly, we could literally just make an entire episode just talking about the roster at
Because they
IRM.
got so much.
There's way too much to even talk about in one episode, I feel like.
Yeah, I know, but we're just kind of Santa Fe 92 though, real quick, because we kind of briefly talk over it. They did a good job with that. That is cool.
That is a good piece, yeah.
I am so happy. I got to see a freaking. I mean, I saw a lot of Warbonds that trip, regardless, but like to see one with like kind of an original spec was cool.
It's the fact of a wide body rocking one of the most iconic paint schemes in railroading. The nostalgia really
And
is
I got to see it pull the
crap,
Zephyr
man.
set, so I got to see it pull friggin' aluminum passenger cars, or what? The stainless steel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, stainless steel.
Set. I'm thinking Lionel. Sorry.
Well, any closing thoughts on RM?
Go there.
Yeah, honestly.
Go there if you can. Go there. The one thing I actually want to point out: if you're coming from where the town of Union is over the crossing and then going into the parking lot on the left instead of coming in and going on the right, that is a very sketchy crossing because yes, it's a museum, but it's not guarded. It's just a sign, and there's like weeds at each side, so you really gotta pay attention if there's a train coming. If they're running the trains that.
I believe they still got the IT 1605, correct?
Illinois. I didn't see it
Paint
run.
scheme,
They
green and yellow.
Yes, I know. I think they do. I didn't see it run at Diesel Days. Most of the ones I was running, so I think they do though.
Okay. Well, if nobody else has anything left to say, I think we're gonna move on to our next one, which I think Jake, you're gonna really enjoy.
Where are we at for time wise? Just to throw it out there. I'm
We've
curious how far we're
we've got time for the next two.
Okay.
We're
Because,
running
like,
we're running at like
because last
50
time
minutes right now.
Oh, okay. Because like last time we spent like half of it on
We're
Strasbourg
running at
alone.
halftime right now at 7-3.
Beautiful.
Yeah, boy. Except the thing is that like I'm kind of like trying to keep the conversation going here.
Okay.
Just to make sure
Sorry,
we get.
We're off track again. Let's
Well,
continue.
no, that was
I
that's
believe we were
the.
going to go to California.
Yeah, well, that was the point I was trying to make. The reason why we're like we've got time left is because like I've been like keeping the conversation going, making sure everybody gets everything they want to say, but like making sure we still got time.
We're organized this time.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
we're rolling into Sacramento now via Donner.
yes, California State
Alrighty.
Railroad Museum.
Maybe it's
Ooh.
just the essence of Mark and I, which is truly greatness.
That very well could
That's one
be.
word. That's a word you could use to describe it, I guess. But okay.
Hey, if you guys want to have Josh and Mark in later episodes of this podcast, feel free to leave it in the comments down below.
Say no.
Heavy hitters for California State Railroad Museum.
Ooh.
Jake, you want to take the lead on this?
Take it away.
Or am I taking the rear?
What he's trying to say
Get
is they have a cab forward.
Yeah, it's backwards. Get it? I'm funny. I'm comedy.
Jake's got jokes about cab forwards.
I got jokes. I got jokes. Yes, 4294. Sun Pacific AC-12 class cab forward, or also known as cab up fronters or whatever. They had a couple of nicknames: cab forwards, cab up fronts, backup mallees, the works. I am a cab forward enthusiast, very much so. I like my backwards boys, very much so.
Could the
Very
argument
last-
be made
What?
that the cab forward is the ugliest steam engine ever produced?
Is that
Could
your
that
opinion?
argument be made? I'm just saying, could there be an argument there?
Is it really ugly though?
That's a matter
I don't
of
know. Is
opinion.
it ugly or is it unique?
I think that depends on
Well,
everybody should have their own, I think,
I
different
don't-
answer to that because I
Well, I'll
think
tell you
some
what.
people like the more classic design of steam locomotives where the cab's
Well,
at the back.
I'll tell you this. I never said
I'm
they're beautiful.
I love it. I love
them. No, I do. I never said they're beautiful, but they're not ugly.
it. It's like
They're
a
far
bulldog.
from ugly.
They're unique.
They're unique. That's why I love them.
Yeah.
I
To
find
me, it's
They're not
them-
ugly though. They're far from ugly. But I wouldn't say the most beautiful thing either. You know,
No, I mean, I get the
you
purpose
just
of it.
took
It's a very
you
smart
took a steam
design.
engine and you turned it around. So I mean,
it's a
you're-
smart idea.
Well, you're not
I mean, if you
smoke
took a-
blocked in a tunnel either.
if you took a person and put their butt on their face, I mean, it's not gonna be the most beautiful thing. But it's like,
Mhm.
you know, it's just that's interesting.
Boom, demonetized.
They have a few F units there, don't they? The
Yeah, they have a pair of Santa Fe Warbond ones. 347
Yeah.
is the A unit number.
Yeah, they have that
they
and
have a Western Pacific
They have
one.
Yes.
Beautiful
913.
daylight E unit.
yeah, they have
Yes, I know.
Southern Pacific 6051 a E9A and Southern Pacific 6402 and
Western
F7A.
Pacific 913 looks great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
913 and F7A.
I missed
One-
those units. Was rocking that back on the full bucket line days on MSTS.
Oh yeah.
One more thing to add.
You lived a good childhood.
Yeah. Yeah, one more thing to add to it, because I didn't finish my whole spiel on 4294.
Go back to-
Last cab forward built for Sun Pacific, and the last cab forward ever built. She's the very last, so she's technically the youngest.
Doesn't that
And
make, doesn't that make sense though? If it was the last one built,
well, that was
the last
that
cab
was
forward.
the big. Well, that was the big reason when they were pushing the preserver, because they weren't originally planning to preserve any.
Oh,
They
that's
were
the
going
last
to.
one that was built. Okay,
Yes.
I completely missed the point they were trying to make there.
Yeah, no, that was one of the things when they were people were trying to fight to get it preserved, because originally I don't think Sun Pacific had intent on preserving any of them.
No, they did
But
not.
the big thing was them to push it was, come on, it's the last thing ever built. You guys are like the only railroad in the States to use them. You got to save at least one, so why not make it this one?
Well,
know,
they
'cause-
found an interesting way to hide an extremely interesting piece of interesting machinery.
Because she wasn't the last one to operate.
Reference from the last.
Yeah, Josh, I see what you did there. I say the word interesting a lot. We've established this.
Very interesting. Anyway,
yeah, I mean that is a very interesting.
She wasn't the last cab forward running though. The last cab forward running was 4250. No, it's 4274 over Donner Pass for a so long the steam trip. The last cab forward to operate on Southern Pacific. But
yeah, I think you and I watched footage of that in your cab forward collection.
Yes, we did.
Oh,
It's part of it, but they have a whole DVD dedicated to it. Go buy it. In our link description. Pentrex Cab Forward Collection. Also, Pentrex Last Forgotten Cab Forward over Donner Pass. Go buy it. Do it.
I'll
be like the one guy. Look, we gotta get.
Does he have a lot of sponsors, or do I have a lot of sponsors?
We gotta get that ad revenue, man.
I don't think there's gonna be any here.
If we give them for free, you'd be like, hey, we can pay you now because you're being nice guys about it. Even though I'm saying our whole plan are probably not going to now.
This is the same place with the Southern Pacific Daily at 4449, right?
No, that would be
that's Oregon Rail Heritage.
Yeah, that is in Portland.
Yes.
Oh, of course. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oregon.
It would kind of make sense if it was at California State though.
Although this place does have some specific 462. I think it's like a P8.
Let me take.
It is
I'm
number
thinking.
67. I think it's a P8.
Yep.
Yeah.
P8, right?
Its sister should be at Niles Canyon.
2472. Yes.
I had the two switched around. I'm thinking the other one's somewhere else, and I'm thinking
Well, I
4449.
think because what I discovered, Mark, is they both ran at the same time in 2003
Yeah.
and had a double header, which
Yeah.
I didn't
I
know
saw
literally
them.
till right before this episode happened.
Yeah, he literally like
I saw
mentioned
the
it like
footage
5
of
minutes
that.
before we started recording this.
Yeah, and I'm really upset now because why do I know more about this?
I don't know. I don't think it was a really well documented event. I think
No,
it should have been.
It should have been. The last
It
time we
really
can see
should have been, but it
two
wasn't.
same class engines doing that. Come on,
For
it's like
those
a
of you more diesel enthusiasts, they have a very, very nice SD45 T-2.
Yep, that's what I was just about to mention.
6819 in
Yeah.
Roman lettering.
which
I-
you didn't even know about till I told you.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't know about that until till Jake mentioned it. It was a
Yeah, they
gift in December of 2001 from UP.
While the daylight and the cab forward were Southern Pacific's icons throughout the steam era, the tunnel motor was what basically pulled most of their mainline trains deep into the 1990s.
Oh yes, especially in
gyro
the
back on. You know what I am upset about that they have though, but I
What's-
get it.
What's that?
They do have an F unit, like where they do have an F unit where they took off all the body panels, but mainly left the skeletal structure in the frame to show how a diesel
Yeah.
engine works, the prime mover. I'm upset at that because that was Black Widow.
It was.
Yes,
Ooh, that's rough.
I
They
get
have-
it, but at the same time, I am sad.
Well,
But they should've done
Pacific
at least-
913.
What they should do, at least, because it's all in primer, at least keep the cab back to Black Widow. So at least you can get nice front shots. That's just my recommendation. At least do that. So you can get nice front pic.
well, I really doubt anybody
That's a-
from California State is listening to this podcast, but
No,
one can dream.
I
One can
doubt they
dream.
are, but that's a foamer pipe dream.
Oh yeah.
The WP 913 F unit.
Yes.
Beautiful looking locomotive.
Yep.
Santa Fe. I forget the number of it, but it's a 262.
1010.
Yes. I think
Yep.
that's what it is.
I got the roster pulled up right here.
I
They-
wonder. That I think that was the one that was in bright red at one.
It was.
Very
Okay.
good. They do have a very large collection of 19th century and early 20th
Yes.
century equipment. So if you guys are into any like 1800s built locomotives, this is definitely a place that you guys would want to visit.
See behind
If you're listening,
No, I don't think he appreciates saying his name on the internet.
I think he's good.
Who?
The-
Oh yeah.
I don't think he wants it.
I think
Anyway, they also got the UP 4466, little 60. That's a neat little engine.
Yes.
I like that thing.
Lima built.
Yes, I do like that little thing. It's a cute little looking locomotive. It really is.
Yeah, a lot of like 4.4 O's, a lot of, like 4.4 O's, 4.62s. Yeah, a lot of American types and stuff from that era, or if not, maybe a little bit later.
Did you see the what I just put in the Discord
Oh yeah,
thing?
That's Oregon Rail Heritage again. That was like,
Yeah.
well, the top one I think was when for some festival that they had in San Diego.
yeah. Because
But,
is
the
that
bottom
30?
one?
Yeah.
The bottom one is the old Oregon Rail Heritage Roundhouse. They moved and
yeah,
built a new
ENS
facility.
700.
Why do they?
Largest northern ever
Largest.
built in the states.
Why do they have a nickel plate FA?
Because Doyle McCormick, ex lead engineer before he retired of that place, he grew up on nickel plate and all that. So
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
they have a nickel plate RSD52, which don't fully agree with. I think that was originally
It
SP.
just looks extremely out of place.
It really does. But I'm
Yeah,
sure
why?
that there's a story behind that. As Jake just mentioned.
But hey, it's his trains. He does what he wants. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
it comes down to. I mean, I'd do this if I were him. Now we're in a situation. I'd probably do the same thing. Not gonna lie. I don't care what
Oh, yeah.
anyone says. It's my money. I'm putting into it. I'm gonna put it with paint scheme I want in it.
That's true. I'll for you guys listening, I'll throw the pictures up right now so you guys can take a look at them as well.
The only way I'd do it prototypically if it really depended on what the unit was.
Okay, well, you guys got anything
that's
left to
it.
say? Because I think we're gonna do our next little one and move and wrap it up.
Go there.
What is our next one?
Go there. Go to this museum. I want to go so badly.
We'll get there one day, I'm sure.
Beautiful
Eventually.
place, a lot of good pieces.
I need
Oh,
to
yeah.
make my pilgrimage.
Pilgrimage for the cab
I
forward.
believe it's
Yeah.
on the UP main, BNSF main in Sacramento. I think that's the main that goes to Bakersfield.
That sounds about right. But Mark, you asked what our last topic will be for today, and this one is mildly important for me. That is the Rail Giants Museum in Southern California. That is
Los
the
Angeles area. I
yeah
believe, right?
yeah I think it's the fairgrounds
Yeah.
for LA, but this was the birthplace of the
Not birthdays, but original preservation spot of Union Pacific.
well
4014.
on Rail Giants website they call it the birthplace of the big boy steam dream,
Yeah.
which is kind of true. So that's why it hits very close to my heart. I think there's a lot of I know there's a lot of talk, or probably, well, maybe there is talk about people like, oh, well, why aren't people restoring their big boys? Because UP restored 4014 for a very specific reason, and that reason being that it was the one in the best condition out of the 8 that remain.
Which, I mean, makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
probably one of the more easier ones to get to other than building a freaking track through a parking lot.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I think Rail Giants took very good care, I believe, of 4014 as well. That's why it was in such good condition, and they decided to restore that one and not one of the many other ones that are around the country.
Yeah.
And I think that was their main piece. So they don't have, well, depending on how you look at it,
A lot of good stuff.
they have
I
they have Union Pacific 9000,
Yes.
which is a,
I'm in love with that.
I mean, who doesn't?
Built in my hometown of Dunkirk, New York.
Yeah, those were built in Dunkirk, which Josh actually told me right before we started recording this
a
as well.
Santa Fe Hudson,
Yep.
which is nice. But
Um,
I want to talk about my favorite thing, personally.
Okay.
SP enthusiasm, Sun Pacific 5021 SP2 Class 410-2.
Oh yeah, I remember you and I have discussed that a few times.
Yes, because what's interesting about that one, that's probably in the second. If it was for 4014 wanted to be restored by UP, 5021 might have the better condition or is as good because she ran right before she's put into preservation.
The question is that who would run it?
No, I'm not saying no one would. No, UP is not going to run. UP.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying if somebody wanted to, it probably wouldn't take much work to do it.
Jake,
is what I'm
it sounds
saying.
like you want to.
I want to.
Yeah.
I don't have the expertise or money to do it, but I want to.
I mean, it's gonna be really hard to find a place to run it then, though, right?
Yes, but the
Can we all
interesting
say-
thing about her is too, like 9000, she's 3 cylinders.
Yeah,
She's 3
exactly. I think
A little
it's
more
fair to say
maintenance.
that PSR has officially killed mainline steam.
Well, not even that. It's like,
Unless you're UP.
unless you're UP, yeah, who gets special,
Yeah.
and you gotta lobby a lot of people.
Well,
I'd say
the-
another
well-
thing, but we're trying to keep monetized here. But I have other words for that.
The other thing to think about that though, Mark, is that UP is the only Class 1 to have an actual maintained steam program. So
Yeah, I mean,
with that, I mean, I'm thinking if other Class 1 railroads had their own steam programs, regulations might be a little bit different. But I think UP
Well,
is catered to because they
that's
have an actual maintained steam program.
well, NS
I think,
did kinda wasn't theirs, but I mean they had the
Yeah.
21st Century Steam program.
I think the only Class 1s I believe that didn't even attempt at having a steam program were BNSF and
Well,
Kansas
BNSF
City Southern.
BSF kind of does because like 3751 is kind of good special privilege.
I
That's
guess.
mostly on Coaster,
Eh,
California,
Mostly.
or Metrolink.
And I mean, and CSX is getting more and more involved with 2716.
And
Including
576.
their PR.
Yeah,
Don't
that
forget
too.
576.
Both of those.
One
Which-
thing they do have here that I find to be the ugliest engine ever is the UP DD40.
Them's
Hate
fight
those
words.
things.
Are you being legit? Or are you just doing it to make Adam mad? Because I like if you're making Adam mad.
No, honestly, I
Really?
just can't find a place for that in my heart.
Really? I think they're just cool because they're so big.
They're not for everybody. I will say that. I think the people who really do enjoy them
Adam's
are.
Adam's a little salt right now. Adam's a
Yeah,
little tilted.
if you can't
Adam's a
tell.
little tilted.
Well, because here's the thing. The thing with the
Them fight
DD40 is that those things were pretty much only used by UP as far as I
were.
know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Well,
it's the same thing
there's
with
the DD35s that came before them.
well, yeah, but like the DD40s is a very classic Union Pacific thing, and I think it's it's the same thing with the big blows. If you're a hardcore UP fan, that's the kind of stuff you love.
Unless you're just dumb.
Oh yeah, I have
I have
nothing
bad
wrong
opinions.
with the story of it. It did its job, and it's a really nice unit. But I mean, the style is just so.
You don't like how it's got
off-putting.
that standard cab up front. It's got that long, skinny body.
I don't. Yeah, I also don't like the slit in the middle. I feel like they could have just put a random door there.
Well, you know why it's there? Because it's two separate individual prime movers and motors.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think it's got like a
I feel like
645 at the front and then like a 567 in the back. I think it's how it's
put
set
a
up.
fake-
I think it's 2645.
Okay.
Just put a piece of sheet metal there and paint it yellow. It's not that hard.
You want to talk somewhat ugly though?
Well, I think the
50s.
I think the point of the space in the middle though was to show that hey, it's two different engines.
Also, probably for
That-
ease of maintenance, they got around it, so you have to
That's
walk
what I was
across the
gonna say.
entire engine.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's what I was
Because
gonna say. I think it's probably easier for people to maintain to get through and.
Or just if you need to walk on it and you get to a certain spot, you don't have to walk around the entire engine.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, they were kind of
yeah.
just UP flexing, big
Yeah.
power.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
you gotta
that's-
remember they had a DD35s before that with standard cabs. Which, fun fact, Sun Pacific had 3 of them, but they were B units.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, if you really think about it, the DD40 is basically the diesel locomotive version of a big boy.
Mm-hmm.
When you think, and UP
Yeah.
was always like, hey, if
Well, there is one on display with 4023.
yeah, in Omaha.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
think
UP flexing, big power.
yeah, I mean, UP was always like, oh, hey, this railroad built this locomotive. We can build something that's even bigger.
How about them
I feel
U50s?
like UP always- I
The
feel like
U50s
UP
are
always
just weird.
needed that big power though. I mean, they dealt with some of the toughest grades in like weather in America. So I mean, they kind of needed this.
And plus,
These big
they had the
engines.
long, straight track to do it.
Yeah.
Big
No.
trains.
Yeah,
Not a
I mean,
lot of
They had
railroads
those
can do that.
straightaways, and they also had those giant hills that they had to cross.
I
They
mean,
had
yeah,
everything.
a big boy could haul a 5 mile long train single-handedly, like up, like
Downhill.
yeah,
On flat track.
yeah, on flat track, not up a grade.
Not uphill.
Yeah,
It can be
no.
uphill by itself. I can tell you right now.
But point is, like the stuff that UP
Still.
had at their disposal was built to haul.
I love seeing pictures of verandas and big boys double head.
I've
I think
I've
that's
seen
so cool.
I've seen videos of big boys and challengers working together too. 'Cause I know like
I
they
think
worked.
the veranda and the big boy kind of looks cool together. When
I'm sure. Oh yeah.
Honestly.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about at Rail Giants?
I feel like they got
No,
shafted when they gave them 4014 because in replacement they got like an SD40 and like a caboose or
They
something.
have a nice little SD40-2 over there.
That's what I'm
It's
talking
a
about.
former
Yeah.
Mopac locomotive needs to get repainted back in a Mopac.
You know,
Well-
if they painted the Mopac, I like that, but that's what I'm saying. It's like
Well,
I feel like I get it. Like they're probably saying the sad. I'm just saying as a joke. They kind of got shafted. On
well,
that trade.
the other thing though is Jake is there isn't really a whole lot else that could be.
5511 went. That's
What?
that 210 they got in Cheyenne.
Yeah,
Oh.
there's not really a lot there to work off of. There's
You give them an E unit that they don't use anymore.
Yeah, but I think UP wants to keep what they have.
mm-hmm.
Is there a great big rolling disaster like to the next decade?
Okay, Jake, why
The
don't you
worst
just
company to
Jake,
work
Jake,
for,
Jake,
according
Jake,
to businesses
Jake,
of
Jake,
2019.
Jake, let's just stop while you're ahead,
These
okay?
are facts.
Just stop while you're ahead.
Literally just hear Kermit right now.
These are facts.
Well,
Right.
I think if you guys have nothing else to say, we're gonna wrap it
Nothing
up here.
good to say.
I'd like to thank Josh and Mark for coming along for this episode.
Me.
I like to thank
Thanks
Josh
for
for
having
coming
me.
on. Mark butted in.
Yeah, Mark just kind of showed up 5 minutes before we started
Mark-
recording this, and I was just like, "Hey, you want to be a part of this
Okay.
episode?"
Yeah, Josh is a special guest, but Mark is the special guest.
Yeah. But I want to thank both of them for coming on today to be a part of this. I want to thank Jake as well, as always, for being my co-host for
I'm
this
always here.
and bringing the big facts book. I want to thank all of you for
I haven't
watching
had
this
a-
as always. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Here's the social medias for all of us on the side right here, as you
Because
can
there's
see.
a lot to list.
Yeah, I'll throw Josh and Mark in
Like,
here
comment,
somewhere.
and subscribe.
Yeah, I'll throw all of our social media like right here in this here, and here's mine and Jake's YouTube channels here. Be sure to check us out in the future. We're going to be doing more episodes. I think we're going to be trying to do this on a weekly basis. Whether or not that
Try.
actually, hence on the try, because with how scheduling and stuff works for all of us, we're not entirely sure if we're going to be able to do that. But we've done it so far, so we're going to try and do it. And yeah, I'm Adam. I'll see you all next time.
What?
Ow.
What?